kapatid. Thanks po kay Heavenly Father. Ako po ay malakas na mga kapatid. Ayan, makinig lang po ako ng Word of God mga kapatid. Kasi ano po siya. Nakakabigay ng kalakasan. Ano kayang chapter na hanggang 10 yun ka po. Hi Needs! Hello Needs for to vlogs. Happy Monday sis! Happy Monday. Yon, wala pa ding ano. Mag-ano la ako ng makinig la ako ng
all men speak the same language. They build the Tower of Babel. The Lord
chapter
confounds their
11
language and scatters them over all the earth.
Genesis.
The generations of Shem include Abram, whose wife is Sarai. Abram leaves Ur and settles in Haran.
Uy, si Gis pa na 1979 vlog. Hello.
And it came to pass,
Kumusta?
as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
Rebreak TV, Tamsak, mega love shout out to you. Wait lang.
And they had brick for stone, and slime
Ayan,
had
may
they for
herbal
mortar.
coffee po
And they said,
ako.
Go to, let us build us a
Kapamili
city
po
and a
ako.
tower, whose top may
Rebet.
reach unto heaven. And let us make
Ayan
us
o,
a
may
name,
laman na.
lest we be scattered
May
abroad
laman na.
upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded.
Oh,
And the Lord said,
naglaba ako, na
Behold,
busy
the
ako.
people is one, and they have
Ito
all one
tambay
language.
sige bro, si Jess pa na mag-ano ka. Tambay mo yan, tas baba mo muna bahay mo, mamaya
Let
mag-ayuda.
us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
Yan,
These
herbal
are the
coffee, gutom
generations of
na
Shem.
ako.
Shem was 100 years old,
Sardinas
and
lang
begat
ako.
Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begat Selah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Selah 403 years, and begat sons and daughters.
Hindi ko pa pala.
And Selah lived 30 years, and
Ayan,
begat
sige.
Eber. And Selah lived after he begat Eber 403 years, and begat sons and daughters.
Dali.
And Eber lived 34 years, and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years, and begat sons and daughters.
Sis Rebet,
And
tapos
Peleg
ka na
lived
po
30
mag
years, and begat Reu.
LS.
And Peleg lived after he
Yay,
begat Reu
to sino.
209
Ay,
years,
longganisa
and begat
pala.
sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years, and begat Serug.
Yeah.
And Reu lived after he begat Serug 207 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years, and begat Nahor. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years, and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years, and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat
Prepare lang
Abram,
ako ng
Nahor,
pagkain.
and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren. She
Okay
had no
lang.
child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his
Gusto ko na
daughter-in-law, his son Abram's
full
wife.
body
And they went
massage
forth with them from Ur of the
Baka doon
Chaldees
ako
to
sa
go into the land of Canaan. They came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the
Sige.
days of Terah were
Mag-ukay-ukay
205
tayo.
years, and
Sa
Terah
sahod na
died in
ni
Haran.
Mr.
Chapter
Sa
12.
11 may
Abram will
budget
become
ako.
a great nation. He
Sige.
and his seed will bless all the families of the earth.
Punta ako dyan.
He
Doon
travels
tayo
from
sa
Haran
ukayan.
to the land of Canaan.
Sa ukay.
Because of
Mag-ukay-ukay
famine,
tayo.
he goes down into Egypt. Abram and Sarai are tested in Pharaoh's court.
Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country
Antay
and
ko
from
lang
thy
yung
kindred and
wala
from thy
ganong
father's
income
house
eh.
unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a
Walang
great
customer
nation,
ngayon
and
tsaka
I will bless
client
thee,
ko.
and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless
Nag-process pa
thee,
yan
and curse
sis.
him that
Mga
curseth
ano
thee.
kasi yan eh.
And in thee shall
Pag
all
may medyo
families of the earth be
aberya-aberya
blessed.
mga
So Abram departed, as the
within
Lord had
a month.
spoken unto him.
Within a
And
month
Lot went
yan.
with him.
Within a month.
And Abram was 75 years old.
In
when he
process.
departed
In
out of
progress
Haran.
pa. In progress.
And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and
Ta,
all their
nagpa-change
substance that
pa
they had
ng
gathered, and the souls
password.
that they had gotten in Haran.
Yung
And they went
yung
forth to
ano
go
mo
into the
wala
land
na
of
dito
Canaan.
sa ano
And
ni-remove
into the
ko
land
na.
of Canaan they came. And
Madidetect
Abram
yun
passed
eh.
through the land unto the place of
Ay,
Sam,
na-detect nga
unto the
yung
plain
sa
of Moreh.
akin
And the
kasi
Canaanite was then in the land.
nailagay ko diba sa
And the Lord
Huawei
appeared
yung
unto
main
Abram
ko.
and said,
Tapos
Unto
wala pa
thy seed
palang
will I give
phone
this land.
pin code.
There
So,
builded he an
na-detect.
altar unto the Lord,
Na-detect niya.
who appeared
Inayos
unto
ko.
him.
Pero wala na yun
And he
dito.
removed from thence unto a
Ni-remove ko na.
mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east.
Ayun sa'yo
And there he
nipasok ko lang
builded an
dito
altar
sa
unto the
Samsung ko.
Lord,
Ma-detect
and
yun.
called
Makita
upon the
mo.
name of the Lord. And they
Pero
were
na-delete
journeying,
ko na.
going on
Na-remove
still
ko na
toward the
yun.
south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land.
Kinakalkal pa.
And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that
Dako
thou art a
nakapamilya.
fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say,
Ganda
I pray
makinig
thee,
sa ano.
Thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and men servants, and maid
Di
servants,
pa ako
and she
makapag-upload
asses, and
ng
camels. And the Lord
Na-miss
plagued
ko na
Pharaoh and his
mag-upload ng
house with great
video.
plagues because of
Di
Sarai,
pa ako pwede
Abram's wife.
mag-video. Ay,
And Pharaoh
maaga.
called Abram and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me?
Hindi,
Why didst
okay
thou
lang
not
daw
tell me that she was thy
mag-live.
wife? Why saidst thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife?
Wala lang
Now
music.
therefore,
Pag
behold
walang
thy wife.
music,
Take her
ano,
and go thy way.
yung ganyan,
And
okay
Pharaoh
lang.
commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had.
Okay lang daw mag-LS everyday kasi mahirap kung wala, hindi rin daw active yung account mo.
He and Lot
Pag-upload
part.
lang ang
The Lord
di
will
pa
make
pwede,
Abram's seed
pinagpahinga
as the
pa ako
dust
sa
of the earth
upload.
in number. Abram settles in Hebron.
Kaya wala muna akong
And
music,
Abram
walang
went up out
music,
of
mga
Egypt,
ano
he
lang.
and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journeys from the south, even
Namiss
to
ko na
Bethel, unto the
mag-upload.
place where his
Hindi
tent had been at the
maka-upload.
beginning,
Thank you,
between
Heavenly
Bethel
Father.
and Ai,
Kain tayo.
unto the place of the altar, which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord.
Puyat pa ako
And Lot
mag-ayos-ayos.
also,
Anong
which went with
problema?
Abram, had flocks and herds and tents.
Mahirap, ano,
And the land was not able to bear
mahirap.
them, that they might dwell together, for their
Kay
substance was great,
ayusin yung
so that they could
password.
not dwell
Kailangan
together.
magpalit
And
ka
there
na.
was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle
Ay, ano
and
yan?
Lot's cattle. And
Sa
the
Bible
Canaanite
yan.
and Perizzite dwelled then in the land.
sa
And Abram
Old
said unto
Testament,
Lot, Let there
Genesis
be no
13.
strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren.
Hindi yan,
Is
kasi
not
sa
the whole
Bible
land
yan.
before thee? Separate
Walang
thyself, I
CPR
pray
yan
thee, from
kasi
me. If
Word
thou
of
wilt
God
take the
yun.
left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the
Wala
garden of
CPR
Eden,
yan,
like the
sisi.
land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan,
Hindi daw
and Lot
pwede
dwelled in the cities of the plain,
hindi
and
daw
pitched
pwede
his tent toward
mag-stop.
Sodom.
Kailangan
But the men of
active.
Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered.
Ito nga
Arise,
na-detect
walk through the
nandito
land in the
yung
length of it,
isang
and in the
account
breadth
ko.
of it, for I will give it unto
Moderator
thee.
ko.
Then Abram removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord.
Chapter 14. Lot is captured in the battles of the kings. He is rescued by Abram. Melchizedek administers bread and wine and blesses Abram. Abram pays tithes. He declines to accept the spoils of conquest.
And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elazar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Birsha, king of Gomorrah,
Kain tayo,
Shinab,
kape
king
lang.
of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboiim,
Kayo
and the
5
king
lang.
of Bela, which is Zoar. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the salt sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth Karnaim, and the Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in
Ay,
Sheva
Maya.
Kiriathaim,
Sino mga
and the
natin?
Horites in their Mount Seir,
Ulit,
unto El
Maya.
Paran, which is by the wilderness. And they returned and came to En-Mishpad, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in Hazazon Tamar. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboiim, and the king of Bela, the same is Zoar, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim,
Attendance.
with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, king of nations,
Mark
and
7
Amraphel,
yun.
king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of
Mark
Elazar,
7,
4 kings with
8,
5.
19, 11.
And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountains.
Lista lang ako.
And they took all the goods of
Attendance.
Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their victuals, and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son,
Si
who
Miss
dwelt in
Beauty
Sodom, and his
nagtamsa.
goods, and departed. And
Nawala
there came
naman
one
si
that had
Miss
escaped,
Beauty.
and told Abram the Hebrew, where he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother
Tamsak
Lot,
dan
and his
host,
goods,
mega love
and the
shout
women
out sa
also,
host
and the
at
people.
sa
And the king
lahat.
of Sodom
Hello,
went out
thanks
to
po
meet him after
sister.
his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and of the kings that were with him
Nag-attendance,
at the valley of
naglilista
Sheba,
ng
which is the
attendance.
king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine,
Attendance.
and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which
Hello,
hath delivered thine
Herbalist.
enemies into thine hand,
Pinay.
and
Hello,
gave him
sis.
tithes of all.
Ang
And the king of Sodom said unto Abram,
madiscarding
Give me
mami,
the persons,
kumusta po?
and take
Nandiyan
the
ka lang
goods
sa
to thyself.
bahay nyo.
And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine
Nakikinig
hand unto
ako.
the Lord,
Inumpisan
the
ko
Most
po
High
sa
God, the possessor
sa
of
Old
heaven and
Testament
earth.
sa Genesis.
That I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest
O
say,
sige, mami,
I have
try.
made Abram
Marunong
rich.
na po kayo
Save
magbaba ng
only
ano.
that which the young men have eaten,
Ako hindi
and the
pa,
portion
ayan
of the
o.
men which went with me, Aner,
Tapos di pa
Eshcol,
tapos
and
yung
Mamre.
Nandito
Let
pa rin
them
yung,
take their portion.
hindi pa rin naubos o
Chapter
mami.
15. Abram desires offspring.
Binigyan ko po si
The
ano,
Lord promises him
nabigyan
seed
ko
in
si
number as the stars.
Traditional Healer TV mami kahapon.
His seed will be strangers in
Pumunta ko sa bahay
Egypt.
nila, nagturo.
After 4
Nagtuturo.
generations, they will inherit Canaan.
Si Malis kasi malayo sa
After
kanya.
these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield,
Opo,
and thy
kasi
exceeding
gutom na.
great reward.
Naglaba po kasi ako.
And Abram said,
Then,
Lord God, what wilt thou give
ayan,
me,
herbal
seeing
coffee,
I go
tas kain.
childless, and the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus?
Mami, nawala
And
yung
Abram
ano,
said,
no?
Behold, to me thou hast given no
Nawala
seed,
po yung
and lo, one born
LS
in my
nyo.
house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came
Dapat
unto
po
him,
pala
saying,
ano,
This shall not be thine heir,
bantayan
but
natin
he that shall
yung
come forth out of thine own bowels shall be
battery
thine
mo.
heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them.
Walang
And he
client,
said unto
walang
him, So
delivery.
shall thy seed
Ay hindi,
be.
pupunta pala ako
And
maya
he
sa ano
believed in the
mami.
Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him,
Ganun yun
I am the
mami,
Lord
kasi
that
need,
brought thee out
need,
of Ur of the
need
Chaldees,
i-save,
to give thee this
need
land to
siya
inherit it.
i-save,
And he
i-edit.
said,
So kung
Lord God, whereby
nagla-live
shall I know that I
tayo
shall
din,
inherit it?
nag-shutdown,
And he said unto him,
wala,
Take
nawawala
me an
po yun
heifer of
mami
3 years
kasi
old,
hindi
and
na
a
save.
she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years
Yaan mo
old,
na,
and a
sunod
turtle
ulit.
dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these,
Sige,
and
try ka
divided them
baba
in the
ng bahay
midst,
mami.
and laid each piece one against
Copy
another.
link,
But the
pindutin mo
birds
lang po
divided he
yung
not. And when the
isang
fowls
video
came
mo
down upon the
dyan,
carcasses,
then may
Abram
tatlong
drove them
dot.
away. And when the sun was going
Pindutin nyo
down,
lang yung
a
tatlong
deep
dot
sleep
sa
fell
gilid,
upon
then
Abram,
copy
and
link,
lo, and horror of
mabasa nyo
great
copy
darkness
link.
fell upon him.
Then
And he
balik ka
said unto
sa
Abram,
live
Know
chat
of a
ko.
surety that thy seed shall be a
Long press mo
stranger
lang
in a
para
land
makita
that
mo
is
yung
not theirs,
face.
and shall serve them.
Okay, try
And
mo
they shall
po.
afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation
May
they shall
card
come
din
hither
nakita.
again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, a smoking
Diyan
furnace
si
and a
Sister
burning lamp
Re.
that passed between those pieces.
Sister
In the same day
Rosita.
the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites, and the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites.
Jebusites. Chapter 16.
Sarai gives
Sarai
Hagar
gives
to
Hagar
Abram
to-
as his wife. Hagar flees
Ay,
from
si Hagar
Sarai.
yung ano.
An angel commands Hagar to return and submit herself to Sarai.
Para anak ka ni
Hagar
ano.
bears Ishmael.
Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram, to be his wife.
Oo, Sabi
And he
okay
went
lang
into
mag-live.
Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was
Bakit di
despised
pwede?
in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water
Sabi
in the
kasi ni
wilderness, by the
sis
fountain
MJ
on the
okay
way to
lang,
Shur.
wag lang
And he
mag-upload.
said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go?
Nag-process pa
And
po
she
siya.
said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit
Wala
thyself
pa namang
under her
1 month.
hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call
Hindi
his
ako
name
mangisda,
Ishmael,
hindi rin ako
because the Lord
mag-live,
hath
hindi
heard
rin
thy
ako
affliction.
mag-upload.
And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he
Ganun
shall
ba?
dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name
Di
of the Lord that
mangisda.
spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Beer-lahai-roi.
O di hindi ako
Behold, it is
mag-live,
between
hindi ako
Kadesh and
mag-ano.
Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son. And Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. And
Okay,
Abram was
sige.
86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram.
O sige, di na ako mag-live
Chapter
ng
17. Abram is
ilang
commanded
ano.
to be perfect. He will be a father of many nations.
Sige,
His
sige.
name is
Try
changed
ko
to Abraham.
papahinga.
The Lord covenants to be a God unto Abraham and his seed forever. Also, the Lord gives Abraham the land of Canaan for an everlasting
Pina-change
possession.
ako ng password.
Circumcision becomes a
Nag-change
token of
ako
the
ng
everlasting
password.
covenant between God and Abraham.
Kagabi may message
Sarai's name is changed
password.
to Sarah. She will bear Isaac, with whom the Lord will establish his covenant. Abraham and the men of his house
Okay,
are
sige.
circumcised.
Kasi iba daw kasi
And when
ano.
Abram was 90
Tuloy lang
years
naman
old and
yung
nigh, the Lord
AS.
appeared to Abram, and said unto him, I am the Almighty
O
God.
sige,
Walk
pahinga ko
before
na
me,
lang.
and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram
May
fell on his
ano,
face,
may
and
message
God talked with him,
may
saying,
message sa message
As
ay
for
sa ano.
me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou
Change
shalt be a
password.
father of many nations.
Nag-change na ako, ayos
Neither
na.
shall thy name any more be
Secure
called
na yung
Abram,
ano.
but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I
In
made
progress pa yung step
thee. And I
3.
will make thee
Sa
exceeding
step
fruitful,
3 pa.
and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy
Naano
seed
ko
after
naman
thee
lahat
and their
yun na fill-upan.
generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee, and to thy seed after thee, the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God said unto
Kinakabahan nga
Abraham,
ako wala
Thou shalt keep
ng
my
araw
covenant,
na.
therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my
Okay,
covenant,
sige.
which ye shall keep, between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be
Sige.
circumcised among you. Every man child of your generation. He that is born of the woman, and any stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in thine house, he that is bought with thy money, must be circumcised. My covenant shall be of the flesh.
Mag-ano na lang ako. Mag-end. Bye-bye. I-end ko na lang. Hindi na ako mag-ano. Okay, okay, sige. Mag-end na ako. Bye-bye. Pahinga ko na channel ko. Gagala ko na lang yung alagad ko sa inyo. Sige. Bye-bye. Thanks much. Bye-bye. God bless everyone. End ko na. Sige.